don't have those issues in my life. All right, don't have those issues in my life. All right, let's get into this. All right, we just going. This is a success story. Okay, success story. Because this is a very interesting email that I received that I just had to go into. I just had to, because there's so many gems. All right, so I'm gonna read it. Once I'm gonna read it straight through, and then we're gonna break it down. But I want you to listen to it. All right, I want you to listen to it, and I want you to catch yourself in the trap that you are in. Okay, here we go. Alexander Morpheus. Okay, it's a client that I've been working with. All right. So here we go. This is what they just called me. They just called me that. All right. Alexander Morpheus. I had to write you immediately because, my goodness, something shifted. It is all clicking into place, and not slowly. It's like walking into a miracle, and the wildest part is how simple it was. I feel ridiculous for how complicated I made this journey. Listen up, listen up. The other day in your lecture, you said something that hit me so hard I had to pause the replay. You said the only difference between the people living the life of their dreams and those who aren't is that the ones living their dreams made a choice. A choice. I sat with that, honestly a little uncomfortably, because it exposed exactly what I had been doing. I was waiting for more information, more proof, more signs, more alignment, more affirmations of the day. I was convincing myself that I wasn't quite there yet. But your words wouldn't leave me alone. So I finally did exactly what you always teach, what you said over and over, even when I pretended I didn't hear. Hear this next line. I made the decision that I got it. I made the decision that I got it. Let me say that one more time, 3 times. I made the decision that I got it. No more studying myself into paralysis. I decided that it clicked. I decided that I understood. I decided that all I had to do was be the one who already knows. And what the fuck, Alexander? Everything changed. Below are 3 of the biggest breakthroughs that happened within 4 days of making this decision. 2 days after that lecture, I woke up calm, centered, and in that I already am energy you speak about. Out of nowhere, a deposit hit my account for $3,200. A refund I had written off months ago. No warning, no email, nothing, just appeared. My first thought was, this is exactly what Alexander meant. Reality responds to the one who decides. 2, someone I had been longing for, praying for, visualizing for, overthinking about, suddenly reached out as if a veil had been lifted from their eyes. They finally saw the truth of me, which is funny because the difference is me. I didn't respond with desperation. My divine ass responded like the version of myself who already knows they are loved. It felt effortless and delicious. I see the truth. This isn't a practice. I just am this. Your teachings finally landed. I caught myself just allowing myself to be. The thoughts are thoughts, but I am. I don't need to believe the old identity. Alexander, thank you. You helped me realize the door was never locked. I was just waiting for someone to tell me I could walk through it. With gratitude, your most difficult client. P.S. Please use this to help someone. What did you get out of that? I'm going to read it one more time. We're going to break it down this time. I'm going to read this one more time, but we're going to break it down this time, okay? Here we go. I had to write you immediately because, my goodness, something shifted. When you hear that, my goodness, something shifted, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, oh, they must have got the information? Some information, something out there made it click. Is that where your mind went to? I wonder what that information was. I wonder what video was it so I can go watch it. What out there has shifted it for you? Is that where your first mind went? To something outside of you, making it shift for you? Cool. I had to write you immediately because my goodness, something shifted. It is all clicking into place and not slowly. It's like walking into a miracle. And the wildest part is how simple it was. Oh, simple again. Does that stand out? Does that make you... What was it? What did you do? What was it that was so simple? I feel ridiculous for how complicated I made this journey. Been there too. All right. So here we go. Here's the meat and potatoes, right? Here's the meat and potatoes of this. The other day in your lecture, you said something that hit me so hard I had to pause the replay. You said the only difference between the people living the life of their dreams and those who aren't is that the ones living their dreams made a choice. A choice for what? A choice for what? When we say something clicked, what does that mean? What does that mean? Something just clicked, right? I finally get it. It all started snapping. What does that mean? Let's go a little bit further. A choice. I sat with that a little uncomfortably because it exposed exactly what I had been doing. I was waiting for more information, more proof, more signs, more alignment, more affirmations of the day. It's one of the things he said. Anytime I just don't feel grounded, I just go to the affirmations of the day and I'm just waiting for you to post more. Nah, you don't need that shit, okay? I was convincing myself that I wasn't quite there yet. Taking that ownership, right? That's the first part, is taking accountability. I was the one who began to convince myself that I wasn't there yet. It was nobody else. Nobody else was whispering in your ear. You continued to decide that I wasn't there yet. Well, maybe another discussion. Could you please repost that discussion so I can get some more information? Please, where is this? Where is that information? What do you recommend me read? What should I do? Who should I listen to? Constantly making God everything else out of you. Okay? So, next part. Here it is. But your words wouldn't leave me alone. So I finally did exactly what you always teach. What you said over and over, even when I pretended I didn't hear it. Here is what clicked. I made the decision that I got it. I made the decision that I got it. I didn't wait for something outside of me to prove to me I got it. I made the decision that I got it. Do you hear how powerful that is? That's what clicking is. It's just me. I can make the decision right now that I get this, that it's done, that it's over. No more studying myself into paralysis. I decided that it clicked. I decided that I understood. Let me say that one more time. In case some of y'all are hard-headed. I decided that it clicked. I decided that I understood. I decided that all I had to do was be the one who already knows. Isn't that what this is about? What else is this about? What else is this about? You don't need any more information. You don't. You don't even need as much information as you have. All those things are nice to have, right? All those things are nice to have, right? You know everything about a Kundalini, a chakra, a Scorpio, a this or that, but you can't just decide that you are God and that you are going to live in the life of your dreams. You can't make a decision that you just get it. All right, so here we go. I decided that all I had to do was be the one who already knows. And what the fuck, Alexander, everything changed. What the fuck, Alexander? All 4 syllables. Okay? Below are 3 of the biggest breakthroughs that happened within 4 days of making this decision. I love when it's just an avalanche. I love when it's the snowball effect in y'all's lives, right? 2 days after that lecture, I woke up calm, centered, and in that I already am energy you speak about. Out of nowhere, a deposit hit my account for $3,200. Boom. Paying off already. It pays off to know that you're God. It pays off to decide that this clicks. It pays. It pays off in all areas of your life. You are God. You are prosperity. Why are you keeping yourself from the prosperity that you desire? Why? For what? Is this not fun? When are you going to decide that it clicks? When are you going to decide that you get it? When are you going to decide to have fun with life? When are you going to decide to stop just take this shit for granted? The reality is what it is, but I am that I am. Let me say that one more time, because I just saw that yes, you joined. So let me say this one more time. All right? Yes, see? Are you listening? All right, here we go. Perfect. I made the decision that I got it. I made the decision that I got it. No more studying myself into paralysis. I decided that it clicked. I decided that I understood. I decided that all I had to do was be the one who already knows. And what the fuck, Alexander, everything changed. 2 days after that lecture, I woke up calm, centered, and in that I already am energy you speak about. Out of nowhere, a deposit hit my account for $3,200. Dollar bills, right? A refund I had written off months ago. No warning, no email, nothing, just appeared. My first thought was, this is exactly what Alexander meant. Reality responds to the one who decides. Number 2, someone I had been longing for, praying for, visualizing for, overthinking about. Here's the key, right? There's a gem hidden in here. There's an absolute gem hidden in this delivery. Suddenly reached out as if, here we go, suddenly reached out as if a veil had been lifted from their eyes. Because it had. Now let's go deeper. They finally saw the truth of me. Which is funny because the difference is me. They finally saw the truth of me, which is funny because the difference is me. Night and day. They just, 2 days later, it's like all of a sudden they just see you as the truth of who you are, and the difference is me. It's you. Okay? I didn't respond with desperation. My divine ass responded like the version of myself who already knows they are loved. It felt effortless and delicious. It does. It felt effortless and delicious. Andy, what did it do? Cool. I see the truth. This isn't a practice. I just am this. Your teachings finally landed. I caught myself just allowing myself to be. The thoughts are thoughts, but I am. I don't need to believe the old identity. Alexander, thank you. You helped me realize the door was never locked. I was just waiting for someone to tell me I could walk through it with gratitude. Your most difficult client. I feel like y'all all try to take that award. I feel like there's a handful of y'all right now that are all trying to win the most difficult client award. None of y'all are difficult, by the way. None of y'all, right? But with gratitude, your most difficult client. P.S. Please use this to help someone. P.S. Please use this to help someone. All right, so let's break this down, okay? Because what was the magic moment? The magic moment was a decision. A decision, this person, I just decide that it clicked. I'm just going to decide that I understand. I'm just going to decide that I'm God. I'm just going to decide that it's all working out. I am just going to give myself permission to have what I want. I'm going to stop waiting for the next lecture, the next discussion, the next affirmation, the next sleep tape, the next meditation, the next workout, the next this, the next fast, the next semen retention streak. I'm going to stop waiting. And I'm going to decide that I am it. Let's talk about this. All right. So, beloved, there comes a moment in every seeker's life where the seeking becomes the very chain that keeps them from finding. Boom. Say that one more time. There comes a moment in every seeker's life where the seeking becomes the very chain that keeps them from finding. I ain't gonna lie. This has been my favorite letter so far. Why? Not because of the success stories, but to me, when it clicks for y'all, that's the moment I love. But why this is it? It's because it clearly articulates in a different way than I've ever really said. It's making the decision that you get it. Which is what it, when people are like, oh yeah, it just clicked. I just chose. It's saying the same thing. I just made the decision that I understood. I just stopped waiting for something outside of me to confirm who I am. And I just decided to be who I am. Right? I mean, that's all it is. We're just constantly waiting for somebody else to give us permission to just be who we already are. Why not give yourself that permission? Okay? So, here we go. There comes a moment in every seeker's life where the seeking becomes the very chain that keeps them from finding. A moment where the endless questions become a hiding place. I've been there. The endless questions, question after question. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? What about this? What if this happens? What if I feel like this? But this thought, but that. It just becomes a hiding place, a place to hide your doubt, a place to hide your inability to simply make the choice. It all comes down to a choice. Okay? A moment where the constant searching becomes a subtle declaration that says, I am not enough yet. I do not know it yet. I am not worthy yet. This is all it's saying. So let me ask you a simple question that carries the weight of your entire life. Okay? This question carries the weight of your entire life. When will you decide that you are it? When will you decide that you are it? When? When will you decide that you get it? Not tomorrow. Not after another sign. Not after your next meditation. Not after your next spiritual breakthrough. Not after life gives you proof that you keep begging for. When will you decide that you get it? That you are God in expression. That what you want is already yours because you are the one that gives things meaning. That what you want is already yours because you are the one that gives things meaning. People think, right? This is what we all think, right? We've all been guilty of this. Well, I can't speak for us, but I can speak for me. I've been guilty of this. People think the distance between them and the life they desire is education or worthiness or alignment or divine timing. But the truth is far more simple than that. The only thing separating those who live their dreams and those who watch from the sidelines is a decision. The only thing that keeps the starters from the bench warmers is a decision. It's a choice. I decide I get it. I decide it makes sense. I've decided it clicks. I've decided that I am the person I desire to be. I've decided. I've decided this shit makes sense. I've decided I'm going to get what I want. I've decided that everything is working out for me. I've just made the decision. Cool. A decision to stop tiptoeing around their power. Pussyfooting might be a better word, right? To stop pussyfooting around their power. A decision to stop pretending they need more preparation. A decision to stop denying the divinity that is already pulsing in their chest with every breath. The mystics tried to shout this from mountaintops. The saints whispered it in caves. The scriptures hint at it in every damn line. Right? Even Psalm 46:10 says what? Be still and know that I am God. It says chill out and know that I am God. It says cease striving and know that I am God. It says sit your ass down and decide. Just know that I am God. It does not say become. It does not say wait until you are worthy. It does not say gather certifications to prove it. It says no. It says remember. It says assume the identity that was always yours. Like, you can get so caught up in the trap of trying to become. And then we're like, oh, I just have to be. But I don't know. That's just not enough. I still have more questions. I still don't really want to just decide that I get it yet. You'll never understand the entire cosmos. Let me say that one more time in case you didn't fucking hear me. You'll never fully understand the mind of God. What more is there to get? When is the limit? When will you simply decide, okay, I know enough? Out of the infinite things there are to know about God, when will you decide that what you know is simply enough to have the life of your dreams? Or will you just simply be chasing your tail down the rabbit hole for all of fucking eternity? That's where it's leading you. To think when I know enough, then I'll get it. You'll never know enough. Ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. The mind of God cannot fit within this human consciousness. You have this perception for a reason. You're not meant to know everything. Well, you know everything internally, but you're not meant to be this seeker of, I need to know everything there is before this can work. Good luck. Good luck. It would take you infinity to understand infinity. That's why it is infinity. You simply have to make a choice that you know enough, which you do. If you resonate with this message so far, you already know enough. I don't know what you're waiting for. And you don't either. If you really looked at yourself in the mirror and said, damn, what am I waiting for? You wouldn't even fucking know. A lot of you probably have to sit down and think really, really hard to try to figure out the next question. Oh shit, what should I ask next? What question can I pull out of my ass to confuse myself? Are you sure the thoughts don't matter? Yes, we've said that 1,000 times. Are you sure the emotions don't? Yes, we've talked about this 1,000 times. Everything that I've said today, you have heard 100 times. And you heard it 100 times before I ever popped up on your screen. You read it 100 times. You heard it 100 times. But you are still digging. As if there's some kind of magical little piece of knowledge that you can just, I get it now. It doesn't exist. It's all about the choice that you make. Make the choice, all right? Make the choice, make the choice, make the choice, okay? So the Gnostics, right, said the same thing in their own way. Split a piece of wood and I am there. Lift a stone and you will find me. What is the translation? Stop looking for God. Stop waiting for God. You are breathing God right now. God is everywhere. Everything, okay? Neville shouted it to a world that refused to listen. Your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Isn't I get it and I am God and everything's working out? Isn't that just you making an assumption of who you are? The same way that, I just don't get it and I need more information and something's not. Isn't that just you making an assumption of who you are? It sure is. It's just you making an assumption. I'm confused, an assumption. I don't get it, assumption. I need more information. Assumption. All you needed to know was that everything works out for you. Everything is working out and everything that you desire is showing up in your life perfectly. You just have to make that choice. That's it. Everything else is just extra. Well, Alex, what about timelines? Alex, what about this? What about the unfolding? What about time delays? What about... How many struggles must you choose? How many more struggles will you decide to choose? 3? 10? 20? 100? How many more confusions will you choose? When will you decide that you get it? That it's done. That you have it. Right? When will you decide? So here we go. The truth is you are not waiting for the divine to approve you. You're not waiting for the universe to give you permission. You are not waiting for your trauma to clear or your self-doubt to vanish. Well, I just guess when I don't doubt anymore, then I'll do it. I guess when I work through all this trauma. Good luck. I'll see you in the next lifetime. All right? You are waiting for yourself. Waiting for yourself to stop playing small. Waiting for yourself to stop pretending you are confused. That's all you're doing. I know. Tough love. A tough love session. Yeah, all of you. No exception. Every one of you who is pretending to be, it's just an act. You're not really confused. You just don't want to make a choice. That's it. You just refuse to make a choice. Your trauma is not an excuse. It's not keeping you from money. What? Yeah. Oh, I'm just confused. I just need to know. Alex, I just need to know. I just need to know how the chakras align so I can understand how to I just need to know how the different timelines are within me so I just need to know. What do you mean by God is everywhere? I just need to know before I decide to have the life. No, the fuck you don't. You just need to decide who you are. You just need to get it. Just make the choice that you get it. You're just reaching for shit. Oh, I don't want to choose. I don't want to choose to have the life. Well, let me go find some more information. When are you going to make yourself proud? You are waiting for yourself. Waiting for yourself to stop playing small. Waiting for yourself to stop pretending you are confused. Waiting for yourself to stop bowing to fear as if fear is your daddy. A lot of you been bent over to fear for a long time. Confusion been putting belts to your ass for a long fucking time. You don't have to put up with that shit anymore. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You already know the truth. You already know that you just have to choose, right? How many of y'all don't? Raise your hand if you don't know that you just have to choose. I dare you to raise your fucking hand. I dare you to lie on here and act like you don't know that all you have to do is choose. I dare you. I'm gonna block your ass. All you have to do is choose. When would you choose? It's all working out. I'm gonna block your ass. Everybody finna get blocked today. All right? You already know the truth. Your soul already recognizes the path. Your spirit already understands what your mind keeps arguing with. The moment you choose, reality organizes itself. The moment you decide, the bridge appears. The moment you claim yourself as divine, life stops resisting you because you are no longer resisting yourself. The question is not when will manifestation work for me? The question is when will I stop denying my identity? When? Damn, the market is roaring up, isn't it? The moment you say, I am it, the moment you say, I get it, the moment you say, I am God in expression, I am the one who chooses, I am the one who decides, I am the one who declares, the moment you stop treating your divinity like a theory and start treating it like a fact, everything shifts. You don't have to write a dissertation, okay? You don't have to write a dissertation on I am God theory before you can get what you want. You just have to make the decision that it's done. None of you have to get on stage and perform to the counsel of God on everything that you've learned about manifestation before you can get what you want. All you have to do is decide that you're going to get what you want. That's it. That's it. Your fruit fast can wait. You don't have to wait until you're on the other side of your grapefruit diet to make the choice that everything is working out. Okay? Your money shifts. So the moment you stop treating your divinity like a theory and start treating it like a fact, everything shifts. Like what do we always say? You being God is not a feeling, it's just a fact. Just a fact. It's not a feeling, just a fact. Just a fact. So when you start treating it like a fact, your money shifts, your relationships shift, your opportunities shift, Your entire nervous system shifts. I had to sneak that one in there. I know y'all love a little nervous system regulation. I know y'all like that shit, right? Because you finally stop living as the echo and start living as the source. Let me tell you a secret that most people will never hear. You will never become God through education. You're just remembering the truth that has always been there. It has always been there. You do not earn your desires. You recognize your desires as messages from the deeper you. You do not wait for alignment. The fuck is alignment? You become alignment itself. You choose alignment. You don't become it, you choose it. You decide it. When will you decide that you are it? When will you decide that you are it? Y'all little confused asses. Not the potential you, not the almost you, not the version of you still waiting for a miracle. The you who is the miracle. The you who is created in the image and likeness of the infinite. The you who carries the breath of the eternal. The you who is the answer to their own prayer. And if not now, then when? If not this moment, then what moment? If you're not deciding that you're in this moment, what the hell are you waiting for? What moment will it be? What more do you need? What more do you need? Heaven is waiting for your yes. Your life is waiting for your yes. Your destiny is waiting for your yes. And the only thing left is the choice. That's it. Choose to be it. Because the moment you do, everything that belongs to you will rise to meet you. And nothing will ever be the same. Make the choice. Make the choice. Okay? Make the choice. Go. So yeah, keeping it short and sweet today, because I want this to be a compact message straight off the YouTube, and I want to get back into the market. But just wanted to go over that with y'all today, right? So this was a letter that I got from a client, not a difficult client, but one that was trying to act hard-headed, pretend that they didn't get it, right? You know what? You leave the console and you're like, oh, I know they get it. And then they come back like, I just don't get it. There's some things I don't understand. You're just like, okay, what are you choosing not to understand this time? And it's something that has nothing to do with them getting the life of their dreams. It has nothing to do with it. Right? Your chakras, your diet, your ethnicity, you understanding quantum physics and the observer effect and the placebo, none of that shit has anything to do with you getting the life of your dreams. Now you're just reaching for shit. I feel like some of y'all just like paying money for counseling or coaching. Some of y'all just like giving your money away. Just let me here, just take it. Just take it. Let me sign over. Let me just talk to you one-on-one. Let me just ask you the same question for 52 minutes. Well, Alex, what about this? I get it, but I know you said my thoughts don't, but I just really feel like, I know you said my feelings don't create, but I just really feel like they do. All right. That's it. Okay. You know what? If you want that reality, enjoy it. God damn. Then y'all come back to me. So here's the thing, y'all. It always comes down to a choice. It's always about a choice. It's always the choice. When you decide that everything is working out, when you decide that you get it, you get it. But until then, you're just going to be stumbling around, fumbling for questions. Your little SP's going to be running around out there, and you're sitting here trying to figure out how to align your chakras that you've never seen, by the way. I'm not saying they're not real, but I'm just saying you ain't never seen that shit. The same way you've never seen your subconscious mind. The same way that your nervous system never just popped up with a bing and dinged and told you, I'm regulated. Time for all your things to show up. It never did. No, Alex, I just don't get it. I just don't know. If I just feel like if I was doing this right, things would be different. Really? So this is the new lie that you're telling today. Okay, cool. We start pulling all of these stories, just desperately trying to come up with some excuse for why we don't have it. When the bottom line is you just have it because you're not making the choice and everything is working out for you perfectly. You just refuse to make the choice. And you just, for some reason, like the struggle is fun. Ooh, yeah, struggle. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, God. I know I say I want my manifestation, but yeah, I know, the struggle, being behind on bills is kind of nice. Yeah, my person out there doing whatever with it, I guess I kind of like that shit. Let me just continue to act confused. This is what I hear. Just decide it's not. How many times do you have to decide it? You tell me. Hell yeah, you got a pain kink like a motherfucker. Shit. You should want your specific person back so you can actually take out that pain kink on each other. You don't take that pain kink out on me in a fucking counseling session. I don't want to deal with it. Shit. I got my own kinks I'm trying to explore. I got my own kinks I'm trying to goddamn explore. Alright? Look, you can get whatever you want. You simply have to decide that you have it. That's it. How many times do you have to remind yourself? As many times as you want. Or as few times as you want. You're God. You're God. As many times as you want or as few times as you want, you are God. Okay? Cool. All right, y'all. I got 4 minutes. If it's a really good question, I'll answer it. If not, we're going to stare at each other for 4 minutes. Damn, I should nappy as hell today. How do you sharpen your focus better? Practice. I know a little ASMR for y'all, right? Start off this morning. Someone asked a question. I understand. Close your goddamn eyes, Steph. It's the key to accept unconditionally. Well, the key is to know unconditionally. It's to be it unconditionally. Meaning I am it no matter what I see, no matter what I feel, no matter what I'm thinking, no matter what the circumstance looks like, I just am it. I make the choice that I am it. Now from that knowing, everything is magic. And deciding plus the action, the action makes it conditional, right? It's simply deciding plus doing whatever you're going to do next, right? The action makes it conditional. All right, I've decided if I do this, then I'll get it. Conditional. You're going to get it no matter what. You simply do because you feel like doing, because you want to do, because that's the next step. But you know that even if I didn't do, no matter what I do, it's all magic because I am the prosperity. Yeah. Physical symbols are just physical symbols, right? It's all God. It's all God, right? Everything is composed of the same substance that flows through you, which is God. Everything is God. Nothing is outside of God. So me simply utilizing my godhood to decide who I am. Now that God flows out of me and it animates everything. So even my bank account changes. That's why even this person said, I decided, and $3,200 showed up in their account. And a couple people in this chat can attest to the same thing, where all of a sudden money showed up out of nowhere. Lottery tickets showed up out of nowhere, right? What is work except for a condition that we're placing on the prosperity that is already ours by fucking birthright? What about morality? It's not important. It's not important. Not important. A human construct. You might say, well, what about sexually graping? And I would say, well, even in certain parts of the world, that's not illegal. Even in certain parts of the world, that's not wrong either, right? So it's simply a human perspective of right and wrong. God does not abide by standards of human morality. God is simply looking to 100% support you in whatever you decide that you are. This is why you can look out from our own lens of judgment and we can say, well, that person's shitty. Why do they have what they want? I know a couple of y'all been in the comments like, well, how come somebody can get out of jail and make money, but I've been doing everything right and I can't? Because you think that God operates by the laws that a man made in some fucking Congress. You have confused the church with politics. You have confused God with politics. No, not the church. Churches and God. A lot of us confuse the church with God too, when it's the furthest thing from God. God is God. God just is, right? Your morality means nothing to God. It's simply who you decide that you are. I can do whatever to whoever and decide I am prosperity, and the money will continually flow to me. Look in the news and prove me otherwise. I can do whatever. You can do whatever to whoever and decide you are prosperity, and guess what is going to come to your life? Prosperity. Church to me feel like a humiliation ritual sometimes. Come stand in the front and let everybody else who won't tell you what they were doing last night come put their dirty hands on you and call you saved. Why the fuck would I do that shit? Give $10, give 10% of your income to us. For what? I don't think God needs my money. I truly don't believe that God needs my physical money. I've yet to see God in a grocery store. This is all indoctrination. All indoctrination, right? All of these morals and standards are set up by human beings. The people say, well, the word says it. Does it? Or does the Bible, which is a book, say it? There are several books that are written by people who have been touched by God, because everybody is touched by God. Literally every word that you hear truly is the word of God. Sit with that. Every word that you ever hear is always the word of God. It's no difference whether it's in a book. No difference if it's said, by a crackhead on the street who drops a gem on your ass. I had some game imparted on me by some people on the corner when I was going through some things and I didn't have anywhere to live. I have had some major gems placed in my mind, placed in my heart. And you can't tell me to this day that was not God reaching up and speaking to me. It's all God, right? And the less that I see separation, the more that I understand that it's all God. Yes, ladies, even those dirty ass novels that you read, nothing but the voice of God. Nothing but it. There is nothing. There is no other voice but the voice of God. What about Satan? It doesn't exist. What about Lucifer? Here's a hint. It's no such thing. What if it's no such thing? But it does exist. I say, show me. Prove it to me. Prove to me the devil exists. Prove to me. But the word says, but the book says, right? And several other books say otherwise. You prove to me that the devil exists. Prove it. Don't repeat what somebody else told you about it. You prove that shit. It doesn't exist. No such thing. There's only God. There could only be God. There's only all that there is. There's only all that there is. All right, here we go. My bad, YouTube. Let me get to y'all. Y'all made me go overtime. It's cool, though. I love y'all. Is anybody in the market right now? Let's see here. I'm just not sold on anything today. I would tap that top, though. These are really equal. I can see it going higher. If it goes higher than this, I can see it ripping, but I'm just not interested in the market today. I don't like the way it's moving. I guess I kind of did expect a little bit more downside. So when it initially dipped, I was like, that's kind of fast. And then when it made that kind of V-shaped recovery, right? Like when you see these gaps, like when it's a gap and these gaps are immediately Like you see, it's like a gap down and then a gap up. Typically, price don't want to come back down there. And I was like, oh, well, I expected to go down, so it's going to go up. But I don't have a clear target up. So it's outside of my plan, unfortunately. But I still want to watch and see what happens. Maybe this afternoon. Them big ass 1 minute gaps when they go down and up like that. You know, I don't really F with that. Let's see here. Azra, what it do? What it do, my love? Alright, do we have to decide once, or since every moment is a new moment, then I should remind myself? Well, remember, when you decide once, you're simply responding to the gift of God, right? And remember Romans 11:29, which is a beautiful verse to reference. It's the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. So once the gift is made, once the decision is made, it's irrevocable. The only thing that stands in the way is me saying, it's not going to happen anymore. Because it's an emotion that gets in the way, or a feeling, or a thought, or whatever the case may be. So when you make the decision, that's it. It's done. Now, you can remind yourself when you feel a certain way simply to ease yourself, but God doesn't need to be reminded. God doesn't need to be reprogrammed. God doesn't need to be convinced. God simply needs your choice. You already made that choice. We're often, the repetition is just a way for us to silence that small self, right? The egoic mind that wants to cling to the illusion of the world, right? So when we remind ourselves, it's not for God. God is already doing the work, right? I am the Father are one, the Father is greater than me. The Father is doing the work already. So I'm not, the Father is doing the work already. So I'm not convincing God more. I'm not affirming for God. I'm simply doing it to remind myself. Right? This is why even sometimes when we start doing the robotic stuff, the affirmations and all that, it can become this affirmation of lack, because we're simply doing it from the knowing that we're not it, from that hard belief, that, oh yeah, I'm just not God. And so, or I'm not the person I desire to be. And so now I'm trying to make myself believe it. But just by me repeating I am prosperity over and over again, I'm simply reinforcing that I don't know it. So it becomes extremely counterproductive. Instead of just stop trying to be something and just know that you are it, right? Go to the truth of it. And then I feel good when working on my self-concept. I don't even like doing it for SB like before. I end up doing it for me. Go, okay, well shoot, then do that, right? If you enjoy it, enjoy it. If you enjoy it, right? The moment that it feels like work, that's where I would say, okay, well, let's raise a red flag. Let's try to think through what we're doing, right? Like, okay, if it feels like work, then should I really be doing it? If it feels like work, why does it feel like work? Does it feel like work because I haven't accepted that this is the truth of who I am? I'm trying to make myself believe something. Well, then that's when I have to go back to Psalm 46:10 and simply say, be still and know that I'm God. Just decide. Just know that everything is working out, right? Bypass the trying and go straight to the knowing. Okay? Spiritual moolah, I appreciate you. What time frame I trade? It depends. It depends. I work my way. So I start off on the weekly. I go weekly. I want to see what the weekly's doing. I want to see what the weekly is reaching for. I go down to the daily. Then I go to the 4 hour. Then I go to the 1 hour. Then I go to the 15. Then I go to the 1. I do my entries off of the 1. I like to look at 15 if I'm holding if I believe that I'm going to hold for a long time. I like to stay on the 15, but I build my bias going down, right? I look for confluence over confluence on multiple time frames. And then I get into the 1, and the 1 is really where I go to work. 1 minute is where I get busy. Oh no. I'm not a trading teacher. No. Absolutely not. The way y'all stress me out about specific people. Now you think that I'm finna talk to y'all about trading? Oh my goodness, no, that sounds like torture. But Alex, that's just an assumption. Okay. Your point? Your point? Some of y'all be in my DMs, boy. Man. I already told y'all some of y'all be, hey Alex, oh my gosh, I just want to get to know you. Do you? 5 minutes later, y'all, five messages later, now y'all bringing up your SP and asking me questions. Well, what do you think when he did this? If you don't get your shy ass and just join the fucking live when I give these free consults, instead of trying to wean me into your, if I flirt a little bit, he'll give me some SP advice. So that's a story? No? Okay, I'm fine with that story. Hell yeah, listen, it's real. Hell yeah, it's real. I let some of y'all use me though, I don't mind. I'm like, you know what, it's all good, I'll let you use me. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are. There's several of y'all. There's several of y'all. That's cool though. I appreciate you, Woman of Jazz. Right, you're the only wholesome person on here right now. I appreciate you. The only person that always got some kind and uplifting to say about me. Right, everybody else, they just talk to me any kind of way. But you, a true goddess. A true goddess. Oh. Look at y'all fighting. Look at y'all arguing. Just arguing for yourselves right now. Who are you trying to convince? I know you're not trying to convince me. You must be trying to convince your damn self. I don't know why y'all still looking for the external validation. Must be why you still don't have your... Never mind. Never mind. I'm just playing with you. That's not why you don't have your SP. It's not. I promise. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, the rage baiting is crazy. I mean, can you really call it rage baiting? I mean, the truth is the truth, right? Don't you hate when somebody will drop a hating ass line and just be like, I'm not hating, it's just the truth. Man, shut your bitch ass up. Don't try to hide behind it, it's just the truth line now. I'm not rage baiting y'all, it's just the truth. I'm just stating the obvious. I'm not hating, I'm just stating the obvious. Man, if you don't shut your ass up with that shit. What up, Bonnie? Give me a cape and put an H on it. Captain Hater. Nah, Maria, I'm gonna have to block you for saying that. Nah, I'm gonna have to block you for saying that. That's cool. Go to Dallas. Who says I'm in Dallas? I don't know what you're looking to find there. Enjoy your time there. Have fun in Dallas. Who says I'm in Dallas? I don't know what the hell Dallas is. Abby, you've been real for a while. Never mind. I don't trust everybody else watching the chat. Never mind. What is Arlington? I don't know what that is. What is that? DCFL. Or is it a capital I? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Oh, basically Dallas. I got you. I haven't got no idea about Dallas. Oh, okay, that's cool. I don't know nothing about it. Never been there. Never been. Oh, it's a suburb of DF. What is that? D. Don't fuck with. Oh, suburb. I got you. Oh, Dallas Fort Worth. Okay. That makes sense. That must be like a military Fort Worth, like a military thing. So I say that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. In the airport. Oh, okay. In the airport. Cool. Airport code. Okay. Cool. Hmm. That's crazy. Well, if y'all are in Dallas, if I'm ever in Dallas, I'll let y'all know. How about that? Like, if I'm ever in Dallas, I've been to the airport once or twice. Um, yeah. But if I'm ever in Dallas, I'll be sure to let y'all know. Maybe one of these days. Don't count on it, but maybe one of these days. Don't hold your breath, please. Some of you might need to hold your breath. It might correct that dropping on your head that happened to you when you were young. I've heard, bro. Dallas, I don't hear too many good things about Dallas. The Cowboys suck. The Mavs suck. Fucking Dallas is in self-sabotage mode. Then they got rid of Luka. I'm just playing with y'all. Cowboys are bun. Aren't you a Bills fan? Did the Bills lose like 4 Super Bowls in a row? You gonna talk about the Cowboys suck? The Bills? The Bills just became relevant. Like, when did the Bills become relevant? Whew. Yeah. I can tell y'all in the manifestation crowd. A bunch of delusional motherfuckers in the chat today. Talking about the Bills. The Buffalo Bills? Bad money, because I'm going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's right, Kerry. That's right, Kerry. They're renting a ring this year. Josh Allen did get married, if that's what you're talking about. I know you're not talking about goddamn Super Bowl ring, because you are inside. The delusional fan bases. Who has the most delusional fan base? What team outside of the Cowboys? Because that's just a given. The Cowboys fan base. Oh my goodness, the Cowboys, another level of delusion. Raiders. Yeah, I don't know if Raiders fans are delusional. They just die hard. Jets. Is that a Trump fan? Jets fan. I could say Jets. I could say Jets are up there. The moment I asked that and I thought of Cowboys, I was like, bruh, ain't no way nobody can trump Cowboys fans. Cowboys fans? Ooh-wee. Oh my God. A Cowboys fan, bro. Talk about heartbreak. Oh, they know heartbreak so much. That's what you need. Like, if you want a woman, get you a woman that's a Cowboys fan. You could never break her heart like her Cowboys could. You ain't got, like, you could never break her heart the way the Cowboys could. Ever. But the cheerleaders. I knew I fucked with you for a reason, Alyssa. I knew I fucked with you for a reason, Alyssa. Let me get my charger for y'all. Hold up. Hey, bro, the Cowboys fans, my God. Don't tell them they're not going to win the Super Bowl. Don't even hint at it. Don't even hint at it. I do feel bad for Mavericks fans, though. With that Luka trade, oh my God. Trading Luka Doncic, you'll never have another Luka Doncic. Never, 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 never. Yeah, Nico got fired, but I mean, sports, bro. Like, sure, he pulled the trigger, but he had to get approval for that shit, right? So, I used to live in downtown Dallas at this spot. It was called the Katy, and it was like right by American Airlines. The most beautiful. That was probably my favorite spot I ever stayed at. It fell off a little bit after a while. But man, I used to stay right by American Airlines, and this was when I was kind of just transitioning out of corporate. They used to always give us free Mavs tickets, so I'd always have somebody to take a little date up there. You know what I'm saying? They could just come stay at the crib. We could walk to the game, and then go to Victory Park. Victory Park is this nice area right by American Airlines. Oh man, I used to love. Those were the days. Those were my whorish days. That's when I was a whore. That's before I was saved again, you know? This is before I was saved. Except that Katie is nice. You know ball. You know ball, Abby. Abby knows ball. Yeah. They used to, the company I worked with, they used to even give away press box tickets and stuff. So it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. I'm excited to see Bad. I don't even know a Bad Bunny song. I don't even know a Bad Bunny song. Let me get the charts off of the screen so I can look at them. There we go. Wow, super bullish. February. Dang, the market is super bullish. TT May per Gunzo. I'll take y'all's word for it. I trust you. Appreciate y'all. Probably trust y'all. 100% trust y'all. Thank you. Yeah, the bounce off the last 2 day sell-off, yeah. Typically when there's that extreme sell-off, you can expect that aggressive move back in the opposite direction. But sometimes I'm just hesitant on Fridays, especially if I had a good week. I'm a little bit more cautious on engaging with the market on Fridays, which is kind of why I'm just sitting here and watching it. I have Bitcoin. I hold some Bitcoin, but yeah. But I don't buy any crypto or engage with crypto that much at all. That much at all, really. I am not gonna put no Bad Bunny song on. I wonder how much these options would have been up by now for a call. Like if you had got a good entry on this reversal, because price immediately balanced out. Like in the open, that move down and then the move up, it immediately balanced like the overnight price or that little range that was forming. Took sell side, took buy side, but it didn't even. You could tell it was gonna be strong because it didn't even come down, and it didn't. There was no pullback until whatever this marked line is I have. I'm pretty sure it's like a 15-minute gap. Yeah, this gap. Oh no, yeah, that's a 4-hour gap. Hell yeah, this big 4-hour gap from what day was this? From last Friday? Because even though that 4-hour candle looks crazy right now. 4-hour bullish candle looks insane. Don't ask me about delta and theta. I don't know what none of that shit means. I don't know what delta and theta means. I've heard some people break it down and I tried to learn it, but once I started truly trading, I was like, I don't need to know that shit. All I need to do is know market structure. The thetas and all those Greeks, I don't know none of that shit. I don't know none of that. All I trade is price action. And I like quick moves. I like low resistance runs, of course. It's even if I won't hold a trade if it consolidates too long. I'd rather take a small loss than risk the contract. All I know is that if I hold it too long, the contract starts decaying and I'll lose money. So I just mostly make intuitive judgments on when to stop. Right. No, slightly out of the money. Slightly out the money. Slightly out the money. Slightly out the money. But I'll load up on contracts. But the first kind of round of contracts I'll take off pretty quick. Time decay state, yeah. It just didn't. The old me, man, bro. Young Alexander would be initiating a buy right now. Engaging in the market, buying right now. Yes, just hoping that it keeps running all day. Sometimes when I think about that, I'm like, the moment where I have the impulse to chase is typically the moment where that shit's gonna reverse for a little bit. Let's test out this theory. Yeah, of course. We can talk about the SP and stand positive. You have I'd be sweating right now on that big ass red candle. Or the big black candle. The BBC. The big black candle. It's the only time I like to see a BBC is when I'm going short. When I'm going short in the market, I want to see a big I want to see a big black candle. Appreciate you, woman. Oh, Kara got excited. Oh, what's that? A BB? A BB what? A BB what? What's going on, Miss? What's going on, Italian girl? You're feeling sad right now. Do you think that do you believe that your feelings are? Do you believe that your feelings have an impact on your reality? And if so, what impact do they have? What question? Hold up. What question you talking about, girl? Okay, you just never get what you desire. Do you want to join real quick? Because I can tell from the position that you're in, it might be a little difficult for us to have this conversation. BBC. Gary got that freaky chat. Thank God my chat is wholesome. All right, I'll invite you up. Can't find you. Can you request? If you can request, we can talk about it. No request button yet. Interesting. See? The moment where I decided to chase, look what's gonna happen. This is what would have happened. I would have been fucked over right here. Dang. It's crazy how the market plays on your psychology. It's as if these candles kind of just entice you to chase. And then the bitches just take away your hope. Just snatch away your hope. Let me see if I can just do this. I don't even know how to. It's closed. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I am great. I am great. I would love to hear your story.
Well, it's a long story, but basically, I've been working on myself for a long time. I got away from the LOA community because that whole self concept just was not working. That constant repetitive stuff just actually made me spiral even more. And then I found Danny, who I know you know as well. And then I found you, and you two together have been helping me, but I still feel stuck.
Okay.
I still feel like nothing comes to fruition with everything I do, and I know I'm not supposed to feel that way, but I do.
What do you think that your feelings are doing? What do you think that feeling a certain way is doing?
I believe it's probably blocking from just me being in the present moment and not. I think I just get in my own head and I start spiraling, and I'm sure it just keeps everything from coming in because of my negative thoughts.
Do you believe that your beliefs create reality?
Yeah,
So,
I do, and I'm sure that's why I'm where I'm at.
well, if your beliefs create reality, then wouldn't the belief that a quote unquote spiral or a thought or an emotion could take you away from what you want, isn't that just you making a decision?
Yeah,
You could just as easily make the unconditional choice and decision that you're already exactly who you desire to be. You could make that decision that there's nothing that could stop you because you're God. The deeper than the truth that constantly trying to push y'all to is just the remembrance that if you're God, you make up all the rules. And if that's the case, then why would you tell a story that says, because I spiral, because I feel a certain way, which is just part of being a human? Of course, you're going to have days where you feel bad. Of course, you're going to have days where you feel sad. That's just part of your humanity. But if every thought, and you can't even control all of your thoughts. If right now you begin to walk around, you might have songs that pop up in your mind. You might have all kinds of things that show up. None of those things are problems, right? The emotion's not the problem. It's how we identify in the emotion. And it just seems to me as if when this emotion comes up or it leads to this spiraling moment where you have these thoughts that you don't want to have, that you're telling the story and saying, well, because this has happened, I cannot receive what I want.
yes, that makes complete sense. I just,
Keep going. Mm-hmm.
I try, so I don't know, I think it's because I get there and I get in these moments where everything seems good, but this sounds terrible, but I feel like I'm still not seeing any movement of what I'm really wanting. So I'm clearly blocking it, things from coming in.
All right. Okay. How do you? All right. How do you?
I'm a tricky one, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. These are common questions. I just am trying to be kind. These are common questions because what I want to ask. Because what I want to ask is who is telling you that you're blocked? Like, who? There's no one that is walking beside you that is saying something is blocked. Nobody. You're sitting here,
Telling me,
huh?
yeah. It's myself. It's my negative ego.
It's
My
not even.
darn ego.
It's not even your ego. It's you. It's you. It's you sitting there, right? Like you're blaming it on. Okay, well, I have this feeling. Okay, I don't see it. Okay, it's this ego. You're the one who's making the choice and saying, "Oh, I must be blocked." Your ego didn't say that. You said that.
Yeah.
Right? So even when these thoughts come up or when these beliefs come up, you have to be kind enough to yourself to remind yourself the truth of who you are. That's what it always comes down
Yes,
to.
sir. I know. I just need to keep working on that, and that's probably. And I think too, I probably haven't been working on it enough because that whole LOA stuff. That's constant trying to work on some concept. I need to just keep that out of my head because it's not. Yeah.
Well, what is
There's
there
nothing wrong with.
what is there to get out of your head? It's a choice right now.
Right.
Like even if you say, okay, well, I have these old beliefs. Do you believe that there's going to be a point in time where all of a sudden all of your thoughts are just focused on what you want and you never think against it, and all of your emotions feel good and you never feel bad, and that's when you know that you'll get what you want?
Correct. Right. No, absolutely not. I will always have these thoughts, and that's human. Yeah.
Then what is stopping
You're
you?
absolutely right.
Yeah, then what's stopping you from deciding that right now, unconditionally, you just are the person you desire to be? Not when you retrain your mind, not when you get law of attraction stuff out of your mind, not when you silence the ego, not when you do this work, not when you feel better, not when you stop spiraling, But right now, even with those things, you are perfect because you are the fullness of God.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's the thing that gets in most of our way, is that we refuse to
Right.
just accept the truth. We're arguing with truth, right? You being God, you having the ability to get what you want is just a fact. So I can take that fact within my power and I can decide to say, well, I have a block. Well, these things are in my mind. Well, I'm spiraling. Well, I feel this way. Well, my thoughts. Or I could choose to say, I'm going to make the choice that I get this. I'm going to make the choice that I just am God and everything is going to work out. I am just going to make the choice. You don't need any more information. You just need to choose that you're above all of those things. And you are. One thing that I would recommend you doing is the next time that you feel like doubt or you feel like you're spiraling, sit in it, right? Don't fight it off. Don't push it away. Just sit in it and allow it to be, and tell yourself, remind yourself, remember that even in this moment, I'm still perfect and everything is still working out for me.
Thank you. I like it. That's absolutely like it. Yes, and I agree completely. I need to do that more often. I need to just sit in the silence and meditate as well, and just take it in. And not constantly. I'm constantly. Well, I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought today.
No problem.
Like thinking negatively about every little thought when I need to just let it in and then let it out, and just continually remind myself that I'm all good,
Yep.
and things will work out for me, but I have to try to just relax and I don't know.
Yeah, it's you have to allow yourself to be a human. You have to allow yourself to exist, right? You are God, but you're also having a human experience, meaning you're gonna have human emotions, thoughts, feelings. Your mind is gonna race, situations gonna show up, and they're not gonna look right. But you get to decide who you are through all of that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I'm too, but I'm completely an overly sensitive person. And today was a tough day. This sounds silly, but there's been a dog missing in our area. Nobody has seen to claim it, so I've been trying to find this dog. And I can't find it, and I'm afraid I'm going to end up finding it passed away. So today everything just kind of spiraled.
but
And I'm just feeling sorry for myself, which is pathetic.
hold up, whoa. Okay, so something happened in your life that was sad, and now you're upset about being sad.
Yes, I know that's,
You're a human being, right? If right now I lose a sister, I lose my mother, y'all probably won't see me for a month
right. I would, yeah.
because I'm a human being, because I'm having a human experience, right? So there's nothing pathetic about that. Even in the midst of that, of feeling what you feel, you're perfect. One of the things that has poisoned us, our mind, especially with kind of the manifesting space, is this preaching and teaching to just push away your emotions as if there's some kind of thing that's keeping you from what you want. Instead of just allowing ourselves to be human and knowing that even in this moment I am perfect. There's nothing to fight off. You're having a real experience. You're having an experience with something that you care about. This is something that's special to you. What is pathetic about that?
You're right. Thank you.
Absolutely. Give yourself the grace and the time. Like, there are going to be moments in our lives, right, where things happen that hurt us, touch us. And in those moments, the most important thing for us to give ourselves is presence. If right now, I don't know if you have kids, but let's say you do. If right now you have a son or a daughter who came up to you and told you the same story, you wouldn't tell them that it was pathetic for them to be sad.
No, absolutely.
the most
I wouldn't.
exactly the most important thing for you to give them in that moment would be your presence, your support,
Right.
just sitting there. That's the same presence that you are craving from yourself.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourself, man. Look, I love you. All right, you are loved unconditionally and supported by God. Right, you have nothing to be ashamed about. Every moment of your life is holy, even the moments that you forget, even the times where it feels heavy and it feels difficult. You are loved, you are supported. You're never alone. You don't abandon yourself just for the sake of getting things. All of those things are going to come unconditionally. Unconditionally. And you get to decide that you're perfect and still allow yourself to have this perfect human experience and enjoy the good times and give yourself grace and presence in those sad times.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You deserve to love yourself, right? It's a quote from the Buddha that says, you, as much as anyone else in this world, deserves your love. Deserves your love. Right? So
You are also kind too. Thank you for the nice messages.
yeah, this is a kind space, right? Everybody here is I'm,
It
I'm,
is. I love it. I love your voice. You're so calming too. Like your voice and yeah, it's just
I'm a blush. I'm a
makes me
blush.
feel so much better. Thank you.
I'm a blush, man. Stop. Nah, appreciate you. We're all in this. We're all in this together.
Yes.
We are all.
Agreed.
We're all in this together. I would love to hear more from you. I would love for you to digest this and give yourself the opportunity to flow through whatever you're going through. All of it, whatever emotions you're going through, I would love for you to allow yourself to flow through it. And I would love to talk to you a little bit more. Maybe on another live stream we could talk again, because
Okay.
all the resistance that you were naming and mentioning in the beginning was just made up in your mind. There were just stories that you're telling, and you can easily decide, story after story as they pop up, that this is not the truth anymore. I just am perfect because I decide to be. This is all clicking because I decide that it's clicked. I've decided that this is just who I am, and nothing else matters. No matter what I do, I'm going to get what I want. I don't have to think a certain way, feel a certain way. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying, control myself a certain way. I don't have to not spiral with thoughts. I can decide that I am just it. And when I remind myself or remember, I can go back to that remembrance over and over and over again. You can do that. And it allows you to have it gives you, number one, the opportunity to simply walk through life with the confidence and the knowing that you're unconditionally supported. This is what we're all looking for on the spiritual path. You're God, God is within you, you're unconditionally supported. But often when we hear that, it goes in one ear and out the other. We say, yeah, unconditionally supported if I manage my thoughts. Unconditionally supported if I don't, quote unquote, spiral, whatever that means. Because we'll say spiral, but none of us has ever been in somebody else's mind. So we don't even know what spiraling or wavering means. We're just judging ourselves. Right?
Right.
So when we go to that truth, oh, hold up, I am God. God is me. There's not a thought that could get me further from God because God is me. There's not a thought that could get me closer to God because God is me. So I am unconditionally God. I'm unconditionally supported. So now I can accept that truth, and it also allows me to have this beautiful human experience still, which means when I cry, I cry. When I feel sad, I feel sad. When I spiral, I spiral. And when I'm done spiraling, I say, oh, that was still perfect too. I'm still perfect. I'm still getting everything that I want. Don't care. And I just go through life with a light-hearted playfulness. I don't take reality seriously. It is what it is, but I am that I am. Thoughts are whatever, but I am the truth. This is what Jesus meant when he said, I am the truth, right? It was going to that deeper realization. My thoughts are my thoughts, but I am the truth. Feelings are feelings, but I am the truth. Circumstances are whatever, but I am the truth. So you can get everything that you want. You have everything that you want. You can claim everything that you want, and you can do it much easier than you've been doing it in a way that also honors your humanity, your time to grieve, your human journey.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any questions?
No, no, I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much for listening and for speaking with me. That was very nice of you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're all the same. We're all one. We're all one. We all want the desires of our heart, right? You deserve to have them. So I'm grateful and blessed to be on this journey with you. And we shall talk very soon.
Margaret, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
hope you have a wonderful day.
Appreciate it. You as well.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless. Aren't those conversations so rewarding? Isn't it so rewarding? Nothing beats that, you know. That conversation, the conversation with Marcus yesterday, those were both pretty special conversations, right? Because we do make it difficult, right? We're struggling against our own humanity, thinking that we have to do more, suppress ourselves more, feel less, right, to get what we want, when really we just have to be ourselves and accept that we're perfect, right? It's just a radical mindset shift, going from trying to become something to knowing that I already am it in this very moment. In my sadness, in my pain, in my perceived imperfection, I am still perfect, right? Very beautiful realization for people to have. Sometimes we do resist it and fight it, but to me, it's fun to remind y'all. Because we'll constantly be like, well, what about the physical reality? I just don't see it. Well, think about all the stories that we're telling. We're saying, okay, I have to do something. We're judging everything based on what we see out there instead of judging the manifestation on who we are. You are already it. You just got to decide that you are it. Some of the lies, the Google Docs, the Google Docs might not be up for everything. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. Let me work on that now while we're on the phone, or while we're on the stream. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Sometimes I just kind of get off and forget. Appreciate you. Thanks for the reminders, y'all. Oh, we got an error, a Google Docs error. Should you do affirmations? You can if you want. You can if you want to do them. But I can tell from your question that you believe, right? Because the answer is always in the question. I can tell just from that question that you think you have to do something to be something. The affirmation isn't for you to try to become something. It's a reminder that you already are it. All right? So you don't affirm to try to do something. You're not affirming to do stuff to get something. You're doing the affirmation to remind yourself you already are it. That's why, like, the affirmations, learning affirmations first is dangerous, because you're not learning the core of who you are. You're just doing a whole bunch of shit trying to get something. The deeper truth, you already are it. You already are it. All right, I just added the one for today. Let's see, and then the next one is the myth of process. Yeah, let me get this one up. Yeah, if you want to join, you can join, okay? So we can do affirmations just to remind ourselves. Yep, absolutely. You can do whatever you want. All I'm saying is you don't have to do whatever you want. You can simply decide who you are. Once you decide who you are, everything becomes magical. Why does the affirmation work? It works because you've decided who you are. You've decided that this affirmation is working. You've decided that I am this person. It's a reminder. And I just added the one from yesterday too, so it should be good to go.
Hi there.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm always blessed. I appreciate you.
I absolutely love your content. I hop in as much as I can. Life is lifing and tends to be busy sometimes, but I always get value from what you share. So I wanted to say that first and foremost, and thank you for having me up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
So I have a question in regards to, in following you and really trying to understand what you share in terms of we are what we think we are, or feel we are, or know we are. I want to say the word know. And obviously we're still playing a role on this earth as in a character, if you will. I don't know if I'm going to describe this properly. I used to identify as a Christian. I still believe in the word because I know there's a greater power, and I also know that the kingdom of heaven is within me. And I have had an awakening process where I had, revelations, and I was speaking Hebrew, which I never even knew. I had to look up the words because I didn't know what I was saying. So I have a profound belief, or a profound knowing, that there is a supreme creator and that the kingdom of heaven is within me. However, I'm still trying to work through some of the fear-mongering parts that my old Christian faith taught me.
Okay.
To have fear and such. And I believe that I've faced many of my fears, even so much so in going to do Reiki. Now, in the Christian faith, they would very much frown upon that. And this is no discredit to anybody that believes anything or whatever. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm actually asking a question because I see that you clearly have so much knowledge within Scripture. And I have never read the book cover to cover, but a lot of profound messages have always been within my heart. And in that, I still have a reverence for Creator. And if I know that I am, or feel that I am, or have an understanding that I'm here to be a helper, a healer, not only of myself, but of others, when called upon, of course, not to force, but when called upon. But unfortunately, living in the system that we live in, and I say unfortunately, is you always need that piece of paper, right? You need that certificate to operate under some sort of name or title.
Yeah.
So I wrestle with that. I wrestle with the knowing that, well, I'm already a healer. Why do I need a certificate if I want to do like Reiki healing?
Yeah.
And am I and am I in the wrong lane in terms of I want to say the word outsourcing for the permission to be a healer. And if I were to open up a practice and become a practitioner, I would need that certificate to even do so. And my goal isn't even to be monetarily I want to say the word, I don't care to be a millionaire. I don't judge anybody that wants to be, but I don't care to be, because I feel rich in spirit and in truth and in who I am. However, I still have that little, I want to call it a hurdle, where I wrestle. I'm like, am I doing wrong because of the symbols within the Reiki system? And I keep going back and getting sucked back into the fear portion that scripture has taught me in the old values within the Christian system.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And it reminds me of a story, but the first thing that I would ask you is, who is judging you?
I think I am.
Well, there's no thinking.
I think I'm,
There's no thinking about it, right? It is you.
Well, I also have a bit of an issue because my husband still believes in a lot of the legalistic scriptural teachings, whereas since my awakening, and I don't know if maybe he's just a little slower to awakening. I mean, we're all on our own path and journey and time and timeline. It's not a race. It's a marathon, they say. But that also, I keep saying, a house divided can't stand. And because I'm such an energy feeler, I'm very, very sensitive.
Okay.
And I feel the energy of him feeling like I'm in the wrong lane. Now he's aware that he can't, quote unquote, save me, for lack of better terms. I'm like, dude, I don't need saving. I'm there. Heaven's within.
But Kay, it's not that he's judging you. It's still you judging you. You've just used him as an excuse to judge yourself. He's simply reflecting you. The moment that you accept yourself and you decide that y'all's relationship is still absolutely perfect and it's still unfolding beautifully, perfectly, which I'm not saying you haven't, but once you go to that knowing unconditionally, that's what it's going to be. You're just using him as an excuse to judge yourself. Even the I can feel energy, I don't doubt that you can. But I know also that energy that you're feeling is still you, because there's only one. There's only God. So if I have a perception that this person is judging me, of course I'm going to feel their energy as judgmental, because I've already walked into the room with that assumption about how the situation is going to unfold. It still comes down to you. You've never been inside of his mind. You've never experienced a thought of his. You've only experienced your perception based on what y'all have talked about, or based on the quote unquote energy that you feel. But even that is you stepping into an assumption in that situation. Because as I'm sure that you know, when you change your perception of people, their energy shifts. Even if you do energy work with somebody, what is it that actually shifts, right? You feel this energy, you choose to work with them, you shift your mind on who, you get their story and you perceive them differently, and they match that perception, and now their energy shifts. Who is actually doing the work? So we're constantly using other people as, we're using people as, everyone is just us experiencing God, which is just ourselves. So whether I'm talking to my mom and I'm like, yeah, she's always judging me. Whether I'm talking about, whether I'm talking about my sister or a specific person or a husband or a wife, whatever the case may be, sure, I'm speaking as if they're this individualized perspective, which they are. But we're still one. In my individual experience, they can only reflect me. They can only be a vessel holding my assumption. So even your husband, right? You've been together for years, and I'm sure that in the beginning the relationship was a certain way, and now let me slow down. It's been a long morning, and now all of a sudden you've adopted this mindset or this perspective about how the awakening process has impacted the relationship, and that has become not just a thought, that has become an assumption about the situation, and now that assumption has you feeling that energy. It has you embodying that energy. It has you telling the story. It even has you looking at the story as if that is actual 100% factual reality. When it's not. It's still just your perspective.
That part. So now we have that clear. So I'm the one stopping me by utilizing his words and his kind of pushing his belief or his what feels true to him. I'm allowing that to get in my way. I'm the one putting it in my way, and therefore, and I know, like, realistically the answers are all within, and my answer is always, well, if the creator in me, for lack of better words, right, we'll say the creator in me wants to be a healer, and that were to stop me from, because this is what my husband always says, that, I just want to be worthy of the kingdom, I just want to be found worthy of the kingdom. And I keep telling him, my way of thinking is that you choose yourself. You choose yourself to be worthy. You are worthy because you're already here. A lot of people just don't know it yet. We're already here. It's what we make it. But I do almost feel as though, yes, oh my gosh, I'm judging myself. I was just going to say almost like a hypocrite.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
So.
Wow, you are just always spot on, man. I just love you.
Love you too. So, like, really think about even what you said. Like, let's dive into that even a little bit more, right? You've already mentioned that your perspective is that he's a little bit slower on his spiritual journey. What is also hiding under that statement is what? Well, first of all, it's judging that you're right and he's wrong. Okay. Right? When your perspective is simply one perspective of all that there is. It's one perspective of the infinite. His is one perspective of the infinite. Right? I sit here and I tell jokes and all this, but when it comes down to it, everybody's perspective is just their perspective. What is truth? Except for what is proved to you. Okay, what is truth except for what you assume to be true? And then whatever you assume to be true is going to be proven to you. So we have these different layers. Number one is, well, the situation or the relationship has been stunted because he is not up to speed with me. Now, just thinking about that from a relationship perspective, do you believe, I'm not saying consciously, but do you believe that that could even influence you to see him as less than he actually is?
Oof. Wow. Wow. I see him as equal, just obviously not in the same mindset, if you will.
Yeah.
I see him as just, and therefore not less than.
Right.
But I can see where that can be alluded to being less than, because
Right.
I feel and understand that we are all equal, and it's just that everybody's in their own lane, everybody's in their own head, everybody's in their own heart, and everybody's desires are going to be unique in their own right, and that is okay. However, I think what's challenging is that in the same household, in the marriage, that he has made it pungently clear that he feels that he's right and I'm wrong, and it's like that.
Hold up now.
It's crazy because
Hold up.
we're both.
You're both doing the same thing though, because you're both he's just reflecting you. So you're saying he's made it clear. So have you. Because you're speaking to me as if your truth is your truth. Well, you were speaking to me that way. Of course, now it's not. However, even if I stand on business knowing that, okay, my perception is mine, my truth is the truth, and you've got to catch up. Even my beliefs, my perspective is still going to bleed out into the conversation where I hear it and I'm listening to you speak to me and I'm like, who the hell are you? I'm right, you're wrong. Don't talk to me like you're right. And so now I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking in my conviction, and it's coming off to him as, what the hell? Why are you talking like you're right? I'm right. You're wrong. Why are you talking to me like you know better? So both of y'all are just this reflection. You're just giving each other the same thing. So let's go a little bit further. What is stopping you, even though you have different beliefs, what is stopping you from bypassing all of that and just going to the pure assumption that right now and moving forward, your relationship is stronger, it is getting stronger, it is expanding because of your beliefs. And you're learning each other deeper because of your beliefs. And you're connecting to each other in a different, more divine way because of your beliefs. What is stopping you from using this and simply telling a story that it becomes your strength?
Wow. I feel like I do have such a reverence for his belief, and I adore that. In fact, that is the one thing that helps me to build trust, because a lot of my life has been a lot of, where I was taught that trust was not real, that I couldn't trust folks. A lot of betrayal has happened, and therefore challenging me in many of my relationships, because I allowed that to permeate and be in my own way, to open the door to say, nope, maybe this one will be trustworthy, maybe this friend, or, my husband is trustworthy, and so on. And trusting the process and knowing that even if something that isn't my most favorite time or experience, it's still going to teach me something, down the road. I'm still going to get value out of it. It's just going to be a more challenging experience.
Why?
But
Why?
and, that's something that I feel is blind faith.
Well, why do you believe
ahead.
that it has to be a more challenging experience? You already see this
No,
man.
I'm saying I'm not anticipating challenging experiences. In fact, like I said, his faith has helped me, or I can even say that I have grown in my own right with my own, research and trying to dig deep into myself and facing my own shadows and trying to do my own healing and, improvements in my imperfections, which I always say they're perfectly imperfect, that even in imperfections, we're still perfect. That I have gained a value of trust in the process, that even not anticipating any bad happening, but saying that even if it were to, like, I just know that everything always works out for the best. And that even if something were to happen, I would persevere. Not expecting it to happen, because, like I said, I have this trust for him. And I think it's his faith that, if I had to point out, what is it about him that has helped me grow trust in another man, in another being? And it's because of his belief system and reverence for Creator, that has shown me, being a devout, we'll say he doesn't identify as a Christian either. Neither one of us boxes with that anymore. It's more of the teachings of the Messiah and what he was here to teach. He still I believe and feel that it's more following the way, as opposed to technically a form of worshiping another human, loving and having reverence for another human, versus idol worship.
Yeah.
That's just my feeling of it. It's
That makes
more
sense.
of knowing that, he was teaching the way, the truth, and the life, and that we have to try to embody that as best as we can, in being even still imperfectly perfect.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I love that perspective. I thought it was going to go somewhere else, but it didn't. I love that perspective, right? And so even just leaning on that and knowing that, okay, well, that is the foundation that I constantly lean on, which will constantly pull the relationship forward into this more beautiful and divine, devotional connection, intimacy, right? And so now everything else, Right. My goal is simply that I don't go into these situations and judge. When I catch myself, I tell myself the truth, that even our differences are divine. It's all divine. Right.
So I need to punch through the fear that if I were to go and get a second level Reiki certification, that I'm not abolished from heaven.
Exactly.
Actually, my heaven will probably be on the other side of that.
Exactly.
Because it's fear.
Exactly. Exactly. If you really start studying even the teachings of Jesus and how he was healing people, you might be able to pull out some examples of where Reiki was even discussed or alluded to in scripture. So, no, there's nothing wrong with it. And the only person judging you, of course, is you. Now, we outpicture that judgment in other people, right? We'll see, our husbands, or gentlemen will see our wives, or whatever the case may be, and we'll perceive that they're the ones judging us, that they're the ones cautioning us. But when we really strip it away, it wouldn't matter if they were there or not. We're just sitting around and judging ourselves. So it's always about us.
What about, I just want one more question to that. What about if somebody's outright verbally judging you and misjudging you and trying to obviously, push you down and make you small and belittle you outright verbally? So it's not that it's in your head. They're verbally doing it. Because I have had that in my lifetime where I was just like squashed like a bug. And I've had to go and dig deep to realize that that is not true. I know it's not true. And I've had to navigate in what I've done is I've navigated in where I'm going to put myself. I'm not going to put myself at tables where people are outright verbally expressing their feelings of me. I'm not going to change their mind, and I'm not going to try to change their mind. I know that it's not true, but I do have to navigate myself and put myself in energetic places where I feel the love and I feel the welcoming of my energy and what I give and what I bring to the table. And in terms of them actually verbalizing their judgments, not believing their judgment, therefore not judging myself, and not to judge them, I kind of just remove myself.
Okay.
But what's your take on that?
The circumstances are just the circumstances, right? But I get to decide who I am. Sometimes we can just waste time trying to figure out, what does this mean? What is that? What is this? Why are people treating me like this? The bottom line is it doesn't matter. The bottom line is that all that matters is that if all that there is exists, then I can only expect to see all that exists, which means anything, right, that I can imagine, I will probably see and experience in some way, whether it's secondhand, whether it's firsthand. But no matter what situation I go through, I still get the opportunity to choose who I am, who I decide to be. And so from that decision of who I am, now I walk forward and I can either pull more of those types of experiences, or I don't pull more types of those experiences. It's up to me. So I would say, don't get so caught up in trying to judge, right? Something might happen, right? You might be in an accident, a car accident, or somebody might have treated you poorly in the past. And we spend so much time thinking, well, if I'm the creator, how did I create that? Well, that's not the important thing. The important thing is, do you want to identify as someone who those things happen to you? How do you want to see it? I can either look at this as, oh, well, that just gave me an opportunity to grow, and now I don't want it, and I remember that I'm divine, and I'm not going to put up with that, and I'm simply going to walk away, and I'm going to decide that I am someone that people treat with the utmost respect. Boom. Decision's done. Did it matter why the situation showed up? Absolutely not. That's the least of my concerns. My concern is who I decide to be. Most of our life, right, when we think of the first 20 years of our life, how many people are going through the first 20 years of their life and consciously creating experiences? So many of the experiences that we had when we were younger weren't things that we were sitting around and trying to pull into our reality. There were things that we were influenced by, right? So I might have thought that a certain place was dangerous because parents told me that, news told me that, I was fearful of that, I was always expecting bad things to happen. Then I go there and something quote unquote negative happens to me. Right? I might expect that this teacher is difficult to deal with, even on a smaller level, because the people in the older grade told me. because, they looked a certain way. Their demeanor came off mean. So I accepted that this was the truth of them. This is going to be a difficult class, and I avoid them. Or I go to that class and I fail it, whatever the case may be, because I've accepted that this is the truth of that situation by all of these things around me. So many times as young people, we're walking through life and our reality is not even ours. It's just it's a collection plate, right? It's a church collection plate of all of these different perspectives just out picturing in our reality. I don't need to go and figure out all those things. All I need to do is decide who I am, what I want to accept, what I don't want to accept. That's it. Digging in the past, all that's doing is keeping me identifying with that situation. I'm just constantly, why did I attract it? Why did I do this? Let me figure it out. The whole time I'm just identifying as somebody who attracts this type of situation that can't figure out why they did. So what do I get? More situations like it. I stay in that identity, instead of just deciding who I am and saying, no, that's not going to happen again.
That's golden. I do question myself, like, did I attract that judgment, or I do question that, like, did I actually attract that judgment? Like, in other words, really trying to hold myself accountable to say, what did I put forth for that to manifest?
Yeah.
Because that's a burning question. It's like, did I?
Yeah.
But definitely very helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, life.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Always.
Appreciate you as well.
All right. You have a great day. I'm going to drop down and let you continue. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
Oh, no, you good. You good. That's what it's for. I appreciate you for joining. Thank you. Later.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
You as well. Bye.
Thanks.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, y'all, I'm about to jump off. Appreciate y'all. See, I told y'all I was going to be off, an hour and a half ago? And look at y'all. Look at me pouring into y'all. But just remember, you are already everything you desire to be. Already everything you desire to be. Okay? Accept it. If any of y'all still are asking the same questions that y'all have been asking for the last month, I would highly advise you to go to YouTube right now, get your ass up, go to YouTube right now and watch this from the beginning. Because the beginning of this was a very powerful story about someone who just decided to do it. It was a success letter that I wrote, and they gave you the blueprint. They gave you the secret sauce, how to make it click. How to make it just click in your mind. They gave you the secret sauce. So I would highly advise you to take your begging ass over to YouTube and watch this from the beginning. Right? But with that being said, love y'all, and talk to y'all probably this evening, perhaps. Peace.